fix this.
There we go. All right. This is still really bright. What if we do... What if we do that? All right. Well, then I can't see. Okay, we just got to make sure that this doesn't get too bright. Oh, it's the mirror that's doing it. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay, I think the mirror is making the camera all funky. That's okay, we can do without the mirror right now. Okay, so this is page 11. Page 11 of, I think it's, right now it's at like 20, I think we're at like 25 pages, so we're like a little less than halfway done. I really like these water brushes, but they do hold a little bit of too much water in the tip, which is kind of, sometimes can be really bad. You gotta be careful with them. There's been more than a few times where I've had too much water on the brush. This is one of those pages I really kind of don't, it feels like a drudge to push through. Because there's so little going on, but for some reason it's just been so tricky to do this one. Probably is because there's so little going on. But I gotta get it done. So we're gonna push through. I think for the most part, I don't mind this. It just feels like it's missing quite a bit. Yeah, it feels like it's missing quite a bit, but we can look back at it again, I guess. Just don't really know what else is supposed to be there. Like this is, let's see, this is, where is it at? This is the old one. And I really didn't like the outlines that I did, and I also just didn't like how I went about building his face and building the body and everything like that. I didn't like that. So this is the composition we picked this time. And I think it works better, but I also think something is missing from this one. I really, maybe what we can do, and this is kind of risky business, but I think, you know what? I actually think this might be good. I think this would be good. Let me grab a bigger brush here. I think what I can do is take a bigger brush and kind of just wash some of this out with like a dark blue. But I gotta find my bigger brush. Let's see. No, that's the same size. That's a pencil. Where'd it go? I literally just took it out painting with me today. Let me find it. Oh my goodness! You know what I just found? This is my painting bag, and I had lost these headphones. I've lost these headphones for the past like month, and I had no clue where they were at. Okay, so there they were. We still need to find that brush, but I guess we'll use that one. Okay, couldn't find that brush, but I think if we take, let's see. If we take quite a bit of ultramarine, and we just lay it on thick, let's see. I think this could be good. You do got to be careful though. No, this brush isn't big enough. I thought it would be big enough, but it's definitely not. Let me grab a bigger brush. This one will probably do. I think that's big enough. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're gonna mix up a lot of this blue. This is a Lucas gouache paint, and I really am. I don't know what happened because usually when I buy Lucas, last time I bought Lucas paint, I really enjoyed it. It worked perfectly. After a little bit of time letting it sit out, but this time it feels, I don't know, it feels different. Okay, let's take this and let's just brush this on the corners and stuff. I think this will help us with the mood as well. Just take this into the corners. Honestly, for as bold as this is, I'm really not that concerned for some reason. Probably should be more concerned because this could mess the whole thing up. But it can't really mess it up because I'll just redo it if it ends up being a bust. But I want to darken everything up. And then do the same thing up here. Yeah, this is a tricky page. Even the way I set it up, I don't know if I love the two-panel spread. Because we'll probably have to come back in and fix the anatomy, but I think darkening it up is not a bad idea. Okay, there we go. It worked really well on the side that was only watercolor, or that was like only wet washed. But on the opaque side, it didn't kind of do as well. But you know what? We're gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna come back to that because this page is kind of stressing me out. All right, the second page that we're supposed to work on is this one. Let's see. So basically, it's kind of the same. So this is the original page that I painted. He gets up, pulls his pants up, grabs a picture off the desk, puts it in his back pocket, heads out the door, closes the door, and then goes for a run and is coughing from smoking. So we pretty much did the exact same thing, except that we changed the pose. Thanks, Webb. Appreciate it. So we pretty much did the exact same thing from this page to this page, but we need to redo it because I don't like this portrait. This portrait ends up looking really strange. And I think it's mostly because of this overall like silhouette. So if someone was actually smoking, it wouldn't make sense for it to come all the way back here because the skull isn't made like this. So when I did this portrait, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, skulls aren't made like this. I painted most of this sketch or this comic like middle of last year, I think. And then I just let it go and I hadn't come back to it in a while. But frontal plane, which would come here, and then it would, where does it go? Like here? It would look something more like this. It wouldn't look like that. That doesn't make any sense. And you can just show it just for the sake, because I'm not gonna use this page. But for past CD that didn't understand this, the light would probably stop here. And what would happen here? I have to like think it out. What's up, Blue? It's good to see you. Enchanté. Oh no, that's nice to meet you. I don't know how to say nice to see you. All right, so it would probably stop here. And then it would, what would it do? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not that much smarter than I was 7 months ago. This would come into here probably like that. And then the eye is a socket, but this is still like there's fat on the curve right there. I'm really confused what happens right here, honestly. It's a good thing this is a path. I wanted to cover this, but I feel like, yeah, I definitely would, because this is pointing sideways. This is facing front, so that would be lit up, but the rest of this would be in shadow like this, probably. Unless for some reason his ears are pointed directly this way. So it probably looks something more like this. In all likelihood, this is probably what it should have looked like. Probably cover that too. Yeah, but I messed it up. So we're gonna. This probably wouldn't be lit up either. Honestly, none of this would be lit up. It would cover all there. This probably wouldn't be lit up either. This might be. This probably wouldn't. So yeah, that's part of why we are not even working on this page anymore. So we're doing this one, which is the same page, but a second attempt. So I'll keep this here for reference. All right, Blue, it's good to see you anyways. I'm glad you're able to stop by. Okay. So we'll just put this in. Yeah, honestly, these first, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these first 5 are pretty good. Honestly, I could use these again. No, I can't use these because this ended up changing. So yeah, I can't use these again, but I don't think these first 5 are bad at all, honestly. I would be willing to use them if some of the plot points hadn't changed. I think I might have made him too small here too, so we'll kind of embolden his stature. There we go. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best hands I've drawn ever. This one right here. I tend to just avoid, I mean, I don't really like ever, it's rare that I'm drawing a full-on portrait, like a full body portrait where there's hands involved. Sometimes I'll do it in like life painting, in my life painting group. I'll have to paint a hand. But for the just like ignore it, honestly. If I don't have to paint them, then I definitely won't. Going to have to watch you on the replay. Thanks, RK. I saw your comment a while ago too. I don't know if I'm not sure if I responded. I might have not responded. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's good to see you in the stream, RK. You know, your name reminds me a long time ago. Like one of the very first people that ever watched my channel was a user named RH. So yeah, your name kind of reminds me of that. But that was a long time ago. Long, long time ago. Okay, I think I want to just wash this in so I can still see the drawing underneath. It always sucks when you have to cover up a good drawing and risk ruining it. But we should be good. Okay. Put in the shadow on the side. And RK, I appreciate that you said you would watch the replay. I'm never sure if it's like off-putting to see a vertical live stream replay. I feel like I wouldn't really care, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Okay, we'll bust in the shadow. We got to be careful because these panels are very close together. Okay. Then we'll add in this line in the middle of the back. Okay. I want to do a video, and I've been kind of trying to eye out the situation. I'd like to do a video here soon where I go camping and I do a painting there. So that's something to maybe look forward to. I can't promise it. But yeah, I'm definitely eyeing out the situation and trying to see how I could go about doing that. I also don't know if I want to be camping alone. That's the thing. So I got to figure something out. But I still think I might do it. I think there's a good shot I'll do it. I was working on a video today, and it turned out pretty nice. I was honestly surprised. I didn't have like a full plan. A lot of times I'll go into making a video and I'll have like like not a script, but like a what's it called? What's it called when a movie has like the boxes, and they plan out like shot by shot by shot. There's times where I'll have that for video, but this time I didn't have like almost anything. I just kind of showed up and ended up making it work out. I'm also trying to make longer videos too, because I've realized, I don't know if I like never really thought about this before, but I don't know how fun it is to watch like a 5-minute video. Because in my mind, I like to make them like very succinct and just quick and like a small package. But then I realize it's like if you're watching a video and then you have to switch over in just 5 minutes, I think that's kind of yeah, I don't know if that's really all that cool. Like I don't know if that's really all that entertaining for it to only last 5 minutes. So I'm gonna see how a longer video does next time. And hopefully you guys like it. Because yeah, I realized that the other day, I was watching someone else's videos. And like the rest of his video is really long and like you could kind of let them play in the background. But then there was one of them that was like 5 minutes. And it was kind of like not nerve-wracking, but it was kind of like unsettling a little bit. Like I don't know, it just felt weird having a video end so quickly. I gotta make sure this color matches. Let's see. I've also been having a hard time with this white paint because this Lucas white paint, it's not doing it for me. I don't know what it is, but this white paint is really, I don't know. There's a certain like elasticity to it. Like it's kind of like jelly. Like let me see. You see that? Like that like stretch? Paint, normal paint doesn't really do that. I don't know if that's entertaining. But yeah, this Lucas paint is kind of killing me. Stressing me out. And it like, doesn't dissolve fully either. It's a weird, very odd paint. Honestly, I think the Himi paint that was really popular a couple years ago is some really good paint, especially for how much it used to cost. With inflation now, it's not like a crazy deal anymore. But Himi gouache used to be like a crazy deal. Like I used to be able to buy refills of the Himi paint for like $3 for 100 milliliters, and that was insane. $3 for 100 milliliters of paint is like literally that's insane. It's actually a crazy price. I think nowadays is probably like I don't know $7, which I guess isn't that much more, but it feels like a lot. I'm trying to make this color match. It's kind of close, but I also need to figure something out because for a long time I was like really anti um like gossip or really anti like any of these videos on YouTube that were like disparaging someone or yeah, I don't know, or like even like true crime. I've been very against that because it's just kind of I don't know, like making a serious situation like content. But all of a sudden when I least expect it, these recommendations start adding up. And then all of a sudden I'm watching the stuff that like a couple years ago I would have absolutely never even like batted an eye at. So something needs to change, I think. I'm not quite sure how to go about it. But yeah, like these titles, like they really get you. These titles really hook you in. It's actually crazy. So yeah, I need to work on that. That's something I need to work on. And I think that when I if I stream more and I try to enjoy my actual life, I think I'll probably be less drawn in by them. But for some reason, these titles just get me. Okay. I doubt I'll even get very far in this. I can at least put down like a first layer for everything. Oh, you know what is pretty cool? The other day I bought um some Holbein paint that should be coming in soon. So that's something to look forward to as well. I've never tried Holbein paint. I've tried any paint that's like not very cheap. Let me think. What's the most expensive paint I think the maybe like a Winsor Newton gouache. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The most expensive paint I've tried um, was this Charvin oil paint that I tried because someone that I respect convinced me to buy a bunch of oil paint. So that was the most expensive paint I've tried. But the most expensive gouache I've tried was a Winsor paint. And it was pretty good. Fine. It was fine. I think that's it. It was fine. It wasn't like any better than Shinhan, which is quite a bit cheaper. I think that's my benchmark. I think Shinhan paint is like my benchmark for gouache because I spent so long using the brand. Honestly, if Shinhan like reached out to me, dude, I would 100% rep Shinhan. I would definitely be like a I would 100% rep Shinhan without a doubt. Because that's a brand I actually really like. That's a brand I really do like a lot. Okay. Now let's go about the hands. I do have some trouble with hands. Let me see if I can grab an example. I guess. Okay, so here's an example. Um, this one, I think this is. I actually did a decent job with this hand, but something about like the transition from like a lighter skin tone to a darker skin tone from the front and the back. It's kind of like hard to conceptualize with paint for me. I kind of think it's funny. I think it was kind of trendy for a little bit to give people a hard time about not being able to like paint um, black people's hands, and they do like one skin tone for the whole hand. But honestly, I can't judge anybody. Like it's actually kind of tough if you're like at least with painting. I feel like maybe it's not so difficult with digital or whatever. But I feel like for me, it's kind of tough. Yeah, I think it would be kind of funny if well, I guess it's not funny, but the idea that somebody wouldn't know that that's a trait that people have, that their palms aren't the same color as the rest of their skin. You know, there's no hate as long as there's no hate involved. Okay, and then I guess we'll go darker, or maybe we'll just go more opaque for the outside. Let's mix this up. I've had a lot of fun mixing skin tones in this comic so far. And of all the things, I think I really enjoy painting skin tones, and I also really enjoy painting like gold stuff. Not that I do a lot of gold, but like when I have accents of gold, like gold earrings, or like a gold necklace, or like I don't know, a gold tooth or something like that. I really enjoy that. I think the lighting is just really fun to do on stuff like that. Okay, we gotta do something to delineate the hand from the body. I think I'll just add in a shadow or something. Because it would make sense if the lights come in this way, it probably would be a shadow. Oh. Let's find. Okay, the color, the ground, we painted it very translucent, and it's kind of just like a big wash of burnt sienna, like a really light wash of burnt sienna. So let's do that. Ooh, that's too dark. Okay. And then I'm actually just going to go ahead and kind of wash in some of these colors. I'm not going to put them in fully opaquely, like these won't be the final. This isn't the final layer of paint, but I think it'd be good to just see what it would look like if these colors were where they should be. Okay, and then we need something for his pants. Panels are so close. It was honestly, it was pretty tough to even draw and get them spaced apart right. Or correctly, sorry, I shouldn't say it. They were spaced up. Trying to get them spaced apart correctly was difficult. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. I think I'm actually going to end it there. 32 minutes. I would have liked to stream for an hour, but I think I'm going to call it at night. Getting late. Maybe tomorrow I'll stream a little earlier. And I'll be able to get more done. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the help. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye.